Why I'm late today. Focus question. What is seeing believing? I rushed into the school office. Sorry I am late. I was having breakfast with emotions. I said, who are the emotions? Mrs. Gage asked. The aliens are creatures of Norbot. I explained they're really very nice. And Mrs. Gage shook her head. You had breakfast with aliens? She asked. They invited us. They felt bad after they did a belly flop into a swimming pool. I said, why did they feel bad? She asked. Because it was filled with green slime. They love to swim in green slime. But of course, there are no Martians. I said, I see. Well, why didn't you jump in if it was filled with green slime? Mrs. Gage asked. Oh, I didn't jump. I flew. And Teresa pushed the red button. It said eject, I explained. Miss Gage snorted. I suppose the eject button was inside your spaceship, she asked. That's right, the eject button is only for emergencies, I said. Teresa freaked out, though, when the Norbations came to say hello, I explained. They thought you said they were nice, said Mrs. Gage. They are very nice. It's not their fault. They look like they do, I replied. They came to say hello because, she asked, the spaceship doesn't land in their backyard every day. So what are you doing in the spaceship? Mrs. Gage asked. How else would we get to Norbot? I replied. Where did you get the spaceship? Mrs. Gage asked. Teresa built it in her backyard. Where's the spaceship now? It's out on the grass. I
had to either land there.
I had to either land there on the school roof, I said. So where's Teresa? Mrs. Gage asked. He's going to school on Norbot today, I said. We are doing a student exchange, I explained. Mrs. Gage looked at me and laughed. That's the strangest excuse I ever heard, she said. And Mrs. Gage jumped up and spilled her coffee. Your backpack is alive! Your backpack is alive! She screamed. Oh, that's not my backpack, I said. I smiled. Mrs. Gage. So the Norbot. Mrs. Gage waved back. Welcome to Earth, she said.
Grocery. Aliens.
Being from a place other than Earth, creatures, animals, especially ones that are strange or unusual. Eject, to throw or force out of. Exchange, the act of giving something and receiving something, a return a trade. Excuse, the reason for fault or mistake.
Vehicle, excuse.
Spaceship, a vehicle for traveling in space.
Good job.
Good job.